Welcome to the premiere of the
California GACCs
Weather Terms video series. In this series, we will provide a general overview of terms and phenomena we commonly discuss in our weather briefings and forecasts. We will break down these topics into the fundamentals of what they are, why they occur, and why they are important to fire weather. Before we can jump into specific weather topics, it is important to cover some meteorological basics to form a solid foundation of weather knowledge. When we talk about weather, we frequently talk about troughs and ridges and which one is in control of the current weather pattern. They are fundamental aspects of atmospheric circulations that are defined by whether the jet stream curves clockwise or counterclockwise. Both of these features have significant impact on what kind of weather will occur over a certain area. This might sound a little confusing, so let's take a look at a map of airflow in the upper levels to illustrate what I mean.
Following the lines on this map from west to east illustrates the movement of air through the jet stream. In this area, the lines are curving clockwise as you move towards the east. This clockwise motion is considered a ridge and is indicative of high pressure. Conversely, in this area, the lines are curving counterclockwise. This motion is considered a trough and is indicative of low pressure. The amplitude of the trough or ridge is suggestive of the relative strength of the feature. When there is a larger north to south extent of a trough or ridge, the stronger and more impactful it will be. Through time, these features change shape and intensity and move around the globe at varying speeds. Sometimes troughs and ridges are blocked by features in other areas to keep the weather persistent for multiple days. In areas that are dominated by a ridge, the atmospheric pressure at the surface rises and is higher than the areas surrounding it. Air descends to the surface in these areas and warms as it compresses. The atmosphere is more stable and the formation of clouds and precipitation is suppressed, so the weather is typically sunnier and warmer. There's also typically less wind due to these calm conditions. Under persistent high pressure, California often experiences prolonged dry spells as well as intense heat during the summer. These conditions are often most pronounced over interior sections far away from the cool ocean. High pressure is often a contributing factor to wildfire development and spread across California, in which temperatures can soar and humidity can plummet. Areas dominated by a trough have lower atmospheric pressure at the surface than its surrounding areas. Air converges from all directions and is forced to ascend, creating an unstable atmosphere. The air cools as it rises, leading to condensation of water vapor into clouds and potentially formation of precipitation. Patterns dominated by a trough are also typically windier than under a ridge and bring in cooler air from the north. California is normally dry through much of the year because troughs are often blocked due to persistent high pressure and are instead directed towards British Columbia or the Pacific Northwest. When troughs do move through California, they are most common during the winter and spring. It is important to mention that not all troughs lead to precipitation in California. If the trough remains over land or has a short trajectory over the ocean, conditions will likely remain dry and instead deepen the marine layer south and west of the coastal mountains, as well as bring in stronger winds. We oftentimes refer to these troughs as inside sliders. These can bring an increased threat of fire spread due to the gusty winds and dry conditions. Widespread significant precipitation is more likely if the trough has a longer over-water trajectory. If it connects with deep subtropical moisture, an atmospheric river can develop, and these are responsible for the majority of the state's precipitation and are commonly signs of an end to fire season.
That's it for today's episode of
California GACCs
Weather Terms. We hope you have a greater understanding of troughs and ridges and how they impact our weather here in California. We will go into greater detail on specific weather elements triggered by these features in later episodes, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.